How to be on your purpose and stay focused. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and go ahead and hit that notifications button if you haven't already. Today we're going to talk about how to find your purpose and stay focused. But before we could talk about how to find your purpose and stay focused, you must first know what a purpose is. So we're going to talk about what's a purpose, all right? A purpose is the central, motivating aim to your life. It's the reason why you wake up every morning. It's the reason why you're pursuing for greatness. See, when you have a purpose and you're living for something, it's gonna help you accomplish your goals, but it's gonna also help you control your moods and give you a reason and motivation and direction in life. It'll help you to make better decisions. Most people make bad decisions and are indecisive with their life because they don't know where to go. If you was to tell someone that if you wake up and you do the same thing over and over again and you live a regimented life, your emotions would be better, which is true because there's a controlled outcome. This is how a lot of Americans appear to be happy because their life becomes regimented. Once your life becomes regimented, then you'll be happy with staying on the regimentation. But when you have a purpose, your happiness is actually inside of your dream. It's actually inside the thing that moves you. That's what's going to control your emotions. You have people that wake up every day and they think just being rich is going to make them happy until they start doing things that are moralist to get the money to become rich. And then when they get rich, they're not happy. You have people that get quick success at just doing odd things and end up rich, luckily, doing things they wasn't planning on being rich at. But then you have people that may not make that much money, but they're on their purpose every day, striving for greatness, that don't get the success as fast, but they get it in due time and they're happier with it. The slower it takes you to get to the top, the longer you're going to keep it. The faster it takes you to get to the top, the faster you're going to fall. That's what separates a person that just made it and a person on their purpose. Purposes take a lot longer to develop because they require more attention. They require more thoughts and they require more emotion. So understand, your purpose is your entire personality, your decision making that you're going to do, and the guideline to your life. Next, finding a purpose. Now, this is the big question everyone want to know. How do I find my purpose? The first thing that you got to do is see what you're good at. All right? What is it that you do well that you don't think make you a lot of money? That's what you really have to study. You have to say, all right, if I'm going to jump on my purpose, it has to be part of your personality. It has to flow natural to you. It's like with me, when it comes to shooting these YouTube videos, it comes natural to me. These are very easy things. I never get tired. It's easy for me to click on the camera and write down a title and go right in. It's like the knowledge is there. The behind the camera presence is there. It flows naturally to me. So I'll become very successful at being behind the camera, but I've studied stocks for 12 years. I didn't love it. It wasn't my purpose. But when I started doing video, it became part of my purpose. I got more love from it. I made more money in the stock market. But what I'm doing now, when I'm talking to you guys, this is love. Because when I was younger, I went to acting school, but I stopped pursuing being an actor. So I picked it up 10, 15 years later. And now on YouTube, it's like, I'm happy being behind the camera, letting you know. That's how I found my purpose, even though I have other hustles that make me money. So you have to understand that when you're going to go choose a purpose, you have to love it already. It has to be part of your personality. It may not be the same thing that someone else is doing. A lot of people think their purpose is mimicking someone else that was successful at something that they didn't think that they can do. That's not your purpose. You can make a lot of money and be miserable. But when you actually pick a purpose and you start to pursue it, then that's a whole entire different ball game. Because now you're able to handle society better. You're able to wake up in the morning and stay focused and not be sidetracked by these agendas and distractions of people that don't know where they're going. Next, in order for you to pick out your purpose, you must identify your personality. Now, I'm going to explain to you a little trick that you can do. Ask some of your family, ask some of your friends. Just go up to them and say, listen, I need you to be brutally honest with me. If you was to describe me, what would you say about me? What would you say about me in 3 words? And go to a lot of people and see what they would say about you in 3 words. Now, what you're doing is, it's not meant for you to say, oh, I don't care what anybody say about me. I don't care about that. No, it's meant for you to understand what type of energy you're actually putting off. There's people that walk around that are dead to the world every day, want to argue and debate everything and want to complain about everything. Their energy is dead because they're not realizing the bad energy that they're actually putting off to everybody else. They're wondering like, why I'm a good guy, but nobody wants to hang around me. I don't have any friends. Why can't I maintain a good relationship? How come I'm bored every day? How come I'm doing the same old boring life? Because you don't have a purpose. You haven't identified yourself. So you don't know what to pursue in life to keep your attention span, to keep you from being distracted by others. So don't be afraid to go up to your mom, your auntie, your sister, or brother and say, listen, don't tell me what I want to hear. And you look at them in their eyes. Tell me my flaws. Once you're able to accept your flaws, then you're able to understand the energy that you're putting off. And then once you start correcting your energy, then that energy is going to help you develop the things that you need to place your purposes together. Like, for instance, I used to spend a lot of time trading stocks at night, but now I spend a lot of time studying cameras, camera angles, lights, atmospheres. These are things that cause me not to go to sleep, that I'm up at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning researching cameras, researching lighting, researching subjects, researching things, because when you find your purpose, you get a whole nother energy about you. I mean, like, energy just comes from nowhere. When you're sitting in your room, you have anxiety, you just can't wake up to just go film another video. Some of you guys have that type of energy for something you love right now. You just have to keep pursuing it. But you're only going to be able to get to that conclusion the moment you figure yourself out. So you must study your moods. What makes you happy? What makes you sad? How quick you think? How quick you can't think? Because if you don't start studying yourself and improving yourself and then opening up your third eye and your brain waves, then you're never going to pick out a purpose. You're never going to stay focused. Speaking of that, now we're going to go into someone without a purpose. All right? 90% of people that you walk past every day do not have a purpose. They're just living for what people are telling them that's cool. That's it. Everyone's doing the same thing. They wake up, go to work at the same time. They come home at the same time. They're watching the same TV shows. Everyone's on the same cycle every single day. People that are on their purpose are on a whole entire different cycle. People that are on their purpose get into less troubles, less arguments, less bad relationships. Majority of men that are on their purpose meets a woman that's willing to be a good wife. Period. A man on his purpose doing his thing, women read that. And they say, I'm attracted to that man because he knows what he wants. He's not putting too much value into me. With him not telling me I'm pretty all the time, him not chasing me all the time, I'm fully aware that he is a high-valued man because he's on his purpose. You can only be a high-valued man on your purpose. Simple as that. And women attract to it. But when you don't have a purpose, you're in and out of relationships, you're job to job, you're constantly arguing, you're constantly confused, you need relationship questions, you need dating questions, you need agenda questions. You're walking around in such a maze every single day because you have so many agendas to choose from. There's millions of ways to get rich. You have to choose one and it'll work, but choosing that one may not make you happy. You could do a lot of jobs that'll make you a lot of money but won't make you happy. But when you get on your purpose and your purpose is making you money and your purpose is making you happy, life is so much better that you don't have time to worry about anything or anyone. See, your purpose is going to make sure you stay focused on your goal. It's going to make sure that you are emotionally stable. There's no point of letting somebody at your job make you mad when you go home and work on your purpose and you realize, like, all right, one day I'm not going to be at that job. I'm not going to have to deal with that person. Life is so much better when you could do that. But when you know, like, if I argue with this person because I have nothing else to do, life is miserable. When you get in an argument with somebody at 8 o'clock in the morning, 3 days later, you still talking about it. A man on their purpose don't have time to argue for 5 seconds. Once you get on your purpose, you'll start knowing, like, a lot of things that you would get emotional about, you don't even care no more. Living with a purpose is the only way to get satisfaction in your life because it's actually you. When you ain't living for anything, you're pretty much just waiting to die. And a lot of people is just waiting to die. Find your purpose and stay focused. Hasta la vista.